Welcome back everybody. In this video, we are going to work with game over screen in our Flappy board column. Alright, we are nearly there now. We have got a scoring system and we have got our tubes displaying as we want them, going on forever and ever. And we have also got the board moving and the collision detection working as well. So all we need is for the game to actually respond when the user hits the tubes or indent the bottom of the screen there, and for the game to be over, and for the user to be able to tap the screen and start again. So first up, we have already downloaded game over graphics, that is here, Android asset folder and game over PNG. Obviously, when you are creating your own game, you need to create your own graphics, but this will work as for now. Now we are going to add this to our game, so let's create a new texture for game over. Create up here, texture game over, and then we'll set it up here, game over, new texture, and then game over dot png. Alright, so let's just remind ourselves how we want this to work. We want, when we get a collision detect, we want the game to stop and for the game over PNG texture to be displayed on the screen. We also want option for the user to tap on the screen and start game again. So let's make that happen. So the way I'm going to make that happen is bringing in a new game state. So we have got two game state, 0 which is the very beginning and 1 which is playing the game. So we are now going to have a game state of 2, which is here. So that means that the game is over and we want to do that here as well. So I'm going to remove the ability to move the board after it is got to the bottom, and we are just going to have an else statement here to say that if the board is not above the bottom of the screen, then game state is 2. So what do we want to happen when game state is 2? Well, we want all of this to stop happening. This is now only going to happen when game state is equal to 1. So we are going to have all of that first, and we'll add this else if game state equal 0. And our final option is else if game state equal 2. And now that only thing we actually want is our game over message. So let's draw that. So batch, draw, and we want our game over, and we want it in the center of the screen. So x is going to be gdx.graphics.getWidth divided by 2 minus gameover.getWidth. And then the same for the y coordinate, gdx.graphics.getHeight divided by 2 minus gameover.getHeight. So we'll just run our game and check. We should now have a proper game over system that will do everything we expect. Restart the game, so when the game stops, the tubes will stop moving, the score will stop increasing, but the board will keep flopping, which is fine. And then we are just going to need to add that facility to tap to restart game again. Here you go. Wonderful. Notice that we cannot interact with the screen at all the movement when we die. Now all we need to do is to copy this code and paste it down here. And now we are going to have some interaction. So what do we want to happen? We definitely want the game state to be equal to 1 to start playing the game again. So we want to set board Y back again. For that we want to set up the tube again. So this code is we need to happen twice. So let's put it in a separate method. I'll call it start game and I'll call it here, and also add start game into here after the game over as well. And I think there is a couple of other things that we need to change here. We need to set the score back to 0. We also need to set the scoring tube back to 0 and velocity back to 0. So that we are checking for the first one again. So now we should find that we get the game over screen, and then when we tap the game over screen, we are back to the beginning of the game again. And everything has been reset. Let's run and have a look. Here we go. So I'll die and then restart again. Okay. Wonderful. So I have get 2 points and then goes back to 0 again when we restart. Wonderful. So there are definitely a few improvements that can be made. I believe that you can make the best Flappy Bird game that you could imagine. I hope you enjoyed that process, and I hope you are now having some ideas about a game that you could make using those ideas. One of the great things about making game for phone is that they don't need to be big and compiled. Just small little apps like Flappy Bird can be hugely popular. So I hope you have some great ideas and use these skills that you have learned in the few lectures. So put them into practice. Best of luck and happy coding.